Back to the bed. Today we're playing Bedrock. Bedrock is about a girl who's always tried to hide from the world when it became too much for her. But this time she hid too well, and she slowly started to blur the line between reality and that nightmare, and eventually it blurs beyond recognition. This is a visual novel. Now two visual novels back to back. I'm already knowing y'all probably think y'all eating good. Y'all is eating good. But this isn't long. This is only about 10, 15 minutes that y'all see. And then after this, I'm gonna have a short horror game. Now, why am I feeding y'all 2 short videos after 2 long videos? Because I'm preparing to drop the first video of the 10 games. Now, if you don't know what I mean, I have 10 games I'm uploading this summer. 10 full games in 1 video. Meaning the next video after these 2 should be about 4 or 5 hours long. So y'all should be getting a pretty big video sooner more than later. Anyway, let's get into Bedrock. How long has your life been like this? You haven't a clue. But given your situation, you don't care about that. Rise and shine, Alice. Oh, what time is it? The time really shouldn't matter to you. Not when you're just gonna stay inside all day. Whatever. I'm just gonna do what I do best: sit and watch TV. This art style's kind of crazy. I like the art style. It's gotten so bad that you can't bring yourself to get out of bed. In order to look around, you find yourself having to click on everything in the room. You would have lost your head without this lovely contraption. Wanna watching TV? Bro, what is the with the random cuss words? You switch on the TV. Okay, so so in this game I'm depressed basically. That's what I'm getting at. I'm depressed. I'm depressed, I would say, cause I'm just sitting in my room running all day. Cause like for the first 2 days, that's cool because I've lost track of time for the past 2 days playing the game, but never this bad. People always tell you to be consistent, and here you are consistently staying in bed and watching TV. Even though you do this every day, the TV's flickering light still burns your retinas. You switch the channels, new sports, questionable stuff, kids shows. You settle on my 30-day wedding. Yes, you know that just about everything in that show was staged, but you like it. You like seeing these people be so petty towards each other. Seeing them beat the out of each other over silly things like soap reminds you of why you're even here. Now, some might think I'm missing out on life, but I'm perfectly fine missing out on people. Even if my 30-day wedding is staged, you can't help but feel that there's some level of truth to the pettiness. You remember how when you actually attended class, some boy began trying to prank you. And by prank, I don't mean say things like dialing random numbers. I mean like trying to dump at what? Acid. And like that burns your skin acid. Yo, call the what? And it was all because I didn't want to work with him on the project. Maybe I came across too harshly when rejecting him. That doesn't give him a reason to dump acid on. See, now I'm kind of seeing why she decided to stay in her room. But you could stay in your room and be productive. People start clothing brands in their room. They start fans with an only in front of them. They do a lot in their room and making money. Like, you ain't got no excuses. the only fans was not needed, but you know, a massive part of you believes that the world is a shitty place. It is, to be honest. But the idea that maybe it's your fault is tempting. You sit back and think on it some more. Bro, what is up? Is this just her style of talking? Is this his word style of talking? Why is she so happy saying that? At least something. At least it's something. At least it's something you drop for. You can fix it. You switch to the news channel and you feel like watching something informative. Good evening, citizens of Liberal City. It is us. Evening. You're not even surprised. More disappointing yourself than anything. You spend at the crack of dawn to get done. Now you wake up at the crack of dusk to lay and rot. You bring your attention back to the TV. Thoughts aren't good for you. Today we bring you a grisly case. A murder. Another one, just like every day. Yes, I know that you see this every day, but this one is so bad that we have to show you. You zone out a bit with the reporter while the reporter talks about the crime scene. About how the victim was found under a river with half of her face burnt off and her chicken breast torn. The victim was named Emma. Your ears perk up. You remember that she was one of your classmates back with the class, and she also one of the only people to check up on you. You're sure that she's a good person. You're sure as hell didn't deserve to die in such a horrific way. Why is the world like this? Okay, already two dots already connecting. She died with acid poured on her face. The same dude, old dude in her class, tried to pour acid on her. The dots are connecting, honey. I mean, you ain't gotta be Blue's Clues to connect it, nah. By the way, it's 1 in the morning. Why do I record at 1 in the morning? Cause I was today playing games. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I ain't editing, I'm playing games. Anyway, how is it that you could do everything right and still have something horrible happen to you? You decide to sleep again, and just like every night, you don't dream. On one hand, if you don't dream, you can't remind yourself that this situation does suck. Plus, you don't have a nightmare about how a stranger is gonna bust in and strangle you. What? On the other hand, sleeping is getting born without dreams. Sleep just contains of your random thoughts bouncing off each other. It's too much like when you're awake. Rise and shine again. Even though you got well over half a day of sleep, your eyes are still glued shut. Not to mention that the sunlight makes you want to clamp your eyes. You don't enjoy sunlight. You don't even go out to feel its warmth. It's just a nuisance to you. Something that stops you from. You can't think of what it stops you from doing. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Running away. That's it. That's what. It's moments like these where you question everything. No, you didn't question it when trash began piled up in your room. Nor did you question it when people showed up at your dorm with bills, letters of expulsion, all that good. Now that sunlight's hitting you, you question it. Part of you wants to go over the window and cover it with something, but we also don't want to see the dent you left in the bed from how long you've laid here. It makes everything feel too real. You hide from the sunlight under your wrinkled covers. You don't sleep under there. You lay there awake. The sunlight barely penetrates the thin fabric, but it's better than your eyes being fried. There is nothing to distract you from your thoughts under the covers. Nothing but the faint buzz of flies around the garbage. You try to make out little conversations the flies might be having. Anything to distract you from your mind. After what it feels like an eternity, your room is dark again. You prop yourself up again. Just another night of nothing. That's what I expect. Just like everything, just like every single night since you caged yourself in here. The only difference is now you're realizing how miserable it is. Huh? What is this? You can't discern what it is. Maybe it's a plant of some kind. You don't know what it would be living off of. Maybe off the food that's under your bed. Maybe off the decaying wood. No use to wonder about it though. No use in wondering about anything now. You lay back down in bed, stomach completely empty. As days go on, you feel your head becoming more empty. You can't remember how you were younger. The lives of you and your sister were filled with joy and wisdom. What? My bad for breaking the immersion. As much as you can get in the city, at least. You know that your sister's off being productive, working in foreign what? So working some kind. Heck, she's probably working on Emma's case right now as you rot. How would she feel if she saw me like this? Even when my family thinks I'm off getting some psychology degree, they all think I'm actually doing something with my life. When I'm just rotting. That's the best word for it. I used to be something, someone. Now I'm just a husk. Now I'm just some husk. You remember when they came to check up on you and asked if anything had happened? You tried to pinpoint what happened. You're still trying to be quite frank. And at least if something did happen to you, the state of your life would be justified, right? Maybe it wasn't a single bad thing that happened. Maybe it was a bunch of small things piling up. Even though you spent the better part of your day sleeping, you're too tired to think. You just want to rest. It's been long overdue. When you wake up, the sun is burning on you and your plant friend. Nah. Why is there so much sunlight out there? Liberal City is usually all dark and gloomy. Why is it all bright now? All of times. All times, I guess it's meant. Sometimes you think. Sometimes you like to think that it's sunny because you're not out there. Funny, hell yeah, at least it's funny in your mind. Seeing the sunlight out reminds you that everyone's out there doing stuff. At least in the night, people are doing what I do for the most part. Eating, watching TV, and sleeping. But I know that continuing the sun is shining. You lay back down again. You truly hit the reminder of what you could be doing instead of laying down in bed all day. You know it's your fault if you like this. You should just sleep there, they lost in thought. I know that some people out there feel the exact same way that I do, but it manifests so differently for people. Some people just turn to alcohol. Some turn to adrenaline hunting. Some throw themselves into their work and become even more productive. I think that any of those people are more productive than I am. Either the alcohol or adrenaline junkie. At least they're putting themselves into the world. Why do my feelings manifest this way? Damn, she going through it. My bad. I'm making a lot into the story. She going through it. Night falls yet again, and look at how that random plant, or whatever that is spreading more. Just like every single night. Do you know how insanity is defined? You really should consider that you barely survived one semester of university. Damn! She going through with the trash, the flies, the cup spilled, bro. Her mom needs to be on her ass. Jesus. No answer? Ah, sucks. It explains why you stop attending class. And some days we do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's exactly what you're doing. The thing is that I know nothing is gonna change. No, it isn't. I know that every single day is the same. But how different am I compared to the people in? Alright, good point. The way that you view it with regards to insanity, you're the same as most people. People go to university expecting to outside their peers, even if they're reusing the same study habits from high school. People go to work every single day doing random stuff for an apathetic boss. What the fuck? For in what, boss? I'm sorry, y'all. The school just ended and I threw all that through the angle up. Expecting that out of all the other employees, they'll be the ones to get rich. It's all the same to you, except for the fact that society doesn't consider what you do to be productive. You do miss blissful ignorance. You hate being able to see the systems for what they are. You hate how you can't just get along with it like everyone else, even though it all is the same. The difference is that those people are happy while I'm not. Don't be such a Debbie Downer. Maybe you should watch TV and return to your normal state of empathy. Know what? There's plenty of different from yesterday. Smells much different too. It looks like it's become a trash bin for tissues. It's you. You're a sad, homeless little self. Is it if you didn't know that already? You're surprised that no one's showing up to your door complaining about this. You haven't bothered to clean it up. Too much of a hassle when you already live in filth. Look like the TV's off. You don't remember turning it off. I guess they fucked up the power. It explains why the lamp's off. This day was coming. And now your one system entertainment is gone. All that can keep me occupied now. My thoughts are asleep. What does it matter? The power's gone. Most of my time is spent sleeping and thinking anyways. White noise rings in your mind, your stomach giving with hollowness, and your eyes just don't want you to stay open. You just don't want to stay open, regardless of you sleep. Regardless of if you sleep for 3 or 18 hours, your eyes want to stay clamped shut in eternal slumber. Your eyes give in. Darkness is all you see. The other senses are hiding, but even they feel dull. You know that it smells slightly worse in here than usual. You're used to the stench of mold and rotting wood, but you begin to pick the odor of the decaying meat. The flies are gonna love that. You wake up from another dreamless night. That's good. Nothing to remind you of what you could be missing out on. And it's night. You either slept for a few hours or for an entire day. I'm probably gonna fall right back to sleep in a minute. You're starting to wish you stayed asleep forever. Damn. Wait, what? Like, what could that be though? I don't like. What could that be? You wonder what this plant is feeding off of to grow so quickly. Is it feeding off of you? You can make a double sure that maggots and larvae are festering in the takeout container. Are you very used to TV? It's close to blocking off the exit. It's not like it matters. However, it's never gonna leave in the first place. Damn. quiet thought, the quiet the thought of despair here. But it's true, there's nothing out there for you. You're sure that no one in your family cares. You're sure that even if you finally dig you up, you'll be miserable. Hell, the one person you remember in contact when they're dead, what does that mean? Does it mean you have to resort to the ashtray if you want to live to? Whoa. The worst part of it all is that even after thinking about it, you don't know the root of your issues. Maybe it was a bunch of small things snowballing up to something massive. You can't even figure out the smaller things. You fell back asleep for a long time, and again it's dreamless. You came to realize that maybe you're not dreaming because your mind itself is a prison. It smells like blood and guts are sprayed around the room. It's too late for you now. What the f? Too late. The vines rot, guts. The touching stage that wrapped around you. You don't try to fight it. You don't scream, but you want to scream, but you're too tired. The strange tentacles poke through you, itching and stitching you straight to the bed. You never intended to leave in the first place, not for a long time at least. But now that you truly tamed to the bed, you expect to regret it all. You had no dreams to live for, so your nightmare became a reality. In bed rot. That actually wasn't even that like, okay, so like the story, it isn't really just in detail. Well, it is though. Like it explains like you basically rotted in bed until, in my opinion, until you passed, I guess, cause you weren't eating, so you been rotted until you passed. But that's crazy. Like it's not just an outlandish story, but like it's crazy that some people locally do that in their own way. Kind of like me, I don't have any friends to go outside, so I kind of bed rot on the game. Well, like I kind of hermit on the game in my room, cause like I moved my whole setup to my room, so like that. Like, I mean, I be spending crazy hours in my room. Like, hold on, chat. My DS, this has like 15 hours on Pokemon Go alone. I mean, on Pokemon alone, on the new Pokemon save alone for me sitting in my room. 15 hours on Pokemon. Like, in these past 2 days, past 2 days, I haven't been recording or editing 20 hours on Soaria. Like most people in this day and age really do be bed rotting. Cause at some point when you're older, you kind of do realize that some people when they're older, like they most likely don't just go outside a lot. Cause like, I mean, I don't have any siblings or anything, so I don't really have reason to go outside or anything like that. And I don't really fuck people like that, so I had nobody to go chill with, like at the mall or something. But that's crazy, like, cause that's somebody's reality. Cause I know a few people who low key rot in their room, like, not like, see, I'm not in like a bad stage though, but I know people who are in the room bad, like food everywhere, drinks everywhere, don't shower, don't bathe. And it is a fellow content creator of mine that I know. He is making money, and he doesn't have more merch than me. And and I hope he does get better. But that's it. Just a quick video because I haven't been working on the first video of the 10 games, and it is very long. So I didn't want to edit it just to be behind, since I am going out. Well, I am going to Florida on June 6th. So I do want to have like 2 games, at least 1 game a week. But I'm gonna try and get 2 games a week. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all boys next time. Peace.